This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
So wow, what a year we had for wheat streak mosaic this year here in Kansas. And it's during these summer months that we really see the volunteer wheat that's so important for the beginnings of wheat streak mosaic really get established here. So the volunteer wheat in July and August serves as the green bridge for that wheat streak mosaic. The disease that we had last year was a function of some management decisions to leave some volunteer wheat last summer, and then also a product of some unusual environmental conditions or weather conditions in the fall of that year. So when we had enough moisture to get the volunteer up in August, if it went uncontrolled, we had high populations of wheat curl mites, the little mite that spreads the viruses around. And then with the mild fall temperatures that we had, we also saw abundant time for those high populations of mites to move around and get established in our new wheat crop. So as we're concerned about trying to prevent wheat streak mosaic in the future, it's really focusing on this volunteer wheat that's just getting established here in August and early September, just prior to planting, that really becomes critical in us trying to control the wheat streak mosaic and prevent a repeat performance, not only here in Kansas, but throughout the regions. There's lots of options for control of that volunteer wheat. We might begin to look at using herbicides if we want to leave it in a no-till production system, or there's also, of course, tillage options that people could also use, whether it's a sweep plow or other mechanisms that we can use to try and destroy that volunteer wheat. It's important to have at least a 2-week break of time where there's no wheat in the field or in adjacent fields prior to our new wheat crop emerging. Also be aware of the potential for volunteer wheat in some of the double crop areas as well. So volunteer wheat emerging in double crop soybeans that hasn't received either Roundup or glyphosate applications yet can also be a place where the wheat streak mosaic and these pesky curl mites can also survive as well. So as we move into these really critical months in July and August, I think this is really the time when growers need to come together as communities of growers to decide that this is the year that they're going to really put an end to their wheat streak mosaic problems in their communities. And if we all do our part, I think we'll see much lower risk of wheat streak mosaic in the coming years.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways, of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on AGam in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.